Live from YMSL Studios. Welcome to the DougLESS Report. I'm your host, Bobby Moravia, with a bearded Max Sutton over here.
Yes, pardon the beard. It's a lot to handle. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, but, they look good. Very intimidating, Max.
Oh my gosh.
And what a week, Max.
A lot of storylines.
And the big thing was it was not a matter of when or if, but just with Saban.
Okay.
Mount Saban erupted in week 2.
So we're going to jump right in.
Why not? It's at Fireman's West, always like the headline game.
Okay, so Fireman's Field West, I spoke to...
So we had the undefeated New York Knights versus Sack Attack.
So the Sack Attack, you have to know, we've been talking about it, and the league's been talking about it. It looks as though the team to beat this year are these New York Knights. That's what it looks like. So they had their hands full going in. Rumors were that Jacobatti wasn't going to be there, but I guess that wasn't true.
He actually rearranged his flights to
God bless him. He's a guy
from Barcelona to get there.
Good for him.
He got there in time.
Yes, I saw him in the numbers, and I spoke to people who was there, and he was actually, I don't want to say involved, but he was in this eruption of Mount Saban. From what I hear.
Before we start with that, we got to mention Jeffrey's first debut of the season. He looked
okay.
He looked pretty good. Okay. I mean, I guess the extra week off helped a little bit. He had an extra month. But once again, the big story was playing without Henry Shalom now.
But I did hear that Steven Shalom, their defense didn't skip a beat.
Yeah.
Heard the kid played a great shortstop, not a good shortstop, great. And talking to one of their players, who did I talk to today? Elliot Sacker brought up to me. He goes, "This kid's a ball player. Like, he didn't skip a beat. He was great at shortstop." So getting Henry, of course, he's an all-star. So that's just going to enhance their team and, of course, their lineup.
So that's 3 out of 4 games Henry has.
Yes, that's not an easy way to start a season. But 2 games before we get to the controversy, both close. They lost 4-3 and 4-3. Jeffrey pitched well. This is against a strong lineup they were going up against.
Right.
He only got 4 runs in a softball game. That's not bad at all. But to say what happened, we know Michael Solomon is batting 4th on this team. And we know week 1, their one win was a game-winning hit by himself.
Right.
And to win the game, and brought Henry home on a hit. We saw it on the Instagram. We saw a video. But from what I hear, there was a 3-0 count. Jacobatti was at the plate. And Jeffrey threw one of his trademark, very high, loopy pitches.
Right.
And on a 3-0 count, Jacobatti took that shot to right center field for a home run. And he ran around the bases. I heard the very next pitch was the same pitch to Albert Gamal. The loopy high pitch, and Albert swung at it. And I don't know if it was a home run, a double, but I heard he hit a shot. Michael Solomon, Saban, I love you. I love him. Said some words to Jeffrey.
This is a family
show. So, and I don't want to get beeped that many times. But from what I hear, Jeffrey sort of gave him a threat. You say that again, walk off, and he walked off. And he didn't play. He didn't play the field, and he didn't bat. And from what I heard, bottom of the 7th, the winning run was in scoring position or was on base. The tying run was in scoring position with Michael's turn to bat.
Right.
And they didn't bat him.
Well, we got to set the story straight. The New York Knights basically threw him a bone by allowing
very nice
Morris Gindey to come out of the slot and go into Saban.
That's very see that. By the way, that's not so. It's nice they were nice about it. This could be a point we'll talk about at a different time. Yeah. Should they be allowed to go be nice and let a guy?
No, that's what happened.
But by rules, should you even be allowed to do that? It's nice they did it. Is it the right thing to do?
Well, the question is, had they not done that, could you have put? I guess you could have put Saban in that situation.
Saban's going to hit, so maybe they felt like they were benefiting themselves,
by
putting a lesser hitter there.
Exactly. I don't think they thought it was going to come down to him being up
here
in the last out.
But that's an interesting softball question I would have on the league. Should that even be allowed to be done? I know it's nice. We want people to play, and it's great that he got a,
had the roles been reversed, what would Jefferson
say? You're right, maybe not. So that's why I don't like people being nice about it, because others aren't. He would do it, he wouldn't do it. So it does get a little gooey over there.
But they really had nothing to stand on to go back to the New York Knights and ask them, can Saban bat in the situation? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
After
they couldn't do that. Well,
yeah,
that's very true. So
right.
them being nice may have benefited them at the end of the
Right,
day,
right.
which is extremely interesting. But that's a point for another story.
And Saban actually told somebody the watch is going to come down to my last at bat.
He predicted right.
But you know something? I was talking to somebody, and I give Jeffrey Sack a lot of credit for not putting up with it, and B for sticking it out in not giving in a dire situation.
I heard that Jeffrey may have told somebody, I was willing to lose the battle to win the war.
Right.
That's really basically what it comes down to. And let's see. I hope it works for him. I love Jeffrey, and we don't want to see controversy.
Honestly, I believe it's going to help Saban down the road because this has been going on for 21 years already.
Okay.
He gets threats. He's still going to curse everybody out. He's still going to do it. Now he let his team down, and he knows it. And I think you're going to see a difference.
Well, was there an apology involved?
Oh yes, he emailed the whole team. Yes.
Oh, okay. So
yes.
that's a big thing. I didn't hear about
yeah,
that.
So
now I think Henry not being there definitely didn't help this cause because Henry played with Saban last year.
Yeah, but they didn't get along too well either.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's a lot of friction over there.
I gotcha.
But
I did hear that their bench felt like a cold clubhouse feeling. It was not cool. They only lost by 1 run, but it had that bad vibe. That's what I felt like. But again, this New York Knights team.
No, well, listen. We talk about this team all the time.
They're strong, and Jeffrey only held them to 4 runs per game.
Yeah.
I think you'd sign up for that almost. And Jeffrey's team was going into Game 2 without Saban and Henry.
Right.
That's true. That's not. I mean, Mikey's a great pitcher, but that gives him somewhat of a break. No Henry and no Saban back-to-back in a lineup. I mean, they still have Elliott Zaka and Henry and Ali and company and this kid Shalou. They have a lineup, but still, they did play hamstrung, Saka's team. So losing 2, not pretty. Being 1-3, not easy, but still early in the season.
Now, the Knights going to have an interesting question. Louis Patesh got injured hamstring.
Yes, that's why he didn't play this week, right?
So now he still didn't come back. Now, Harry filled in and he's been doing
I think Harry's got third base locked down.
The question is, what do you do with Louis Patesh?
Maybe Louis will play a little short center, a little bit second base. That's what's going to happen. I cannot see Louis going back to third base. I think Larry, while he picked the situation.
Yeah, Gamal locked himself up at first.
Yes, I hear he's looking good over there. So I think Harry's job is there at third base. He earned it. Yeah. He earned his stripes. And you know what? The youth usually, when you're an athletic, youthful guy, cream rises, and Lewis is great, but Harry's better.
Right. Mark Braha, big week this week again, played phenomenal.
It goes week after week.
Everybody was just questioning him, but he's just a phenomenal athlete.
He's a great ball player.
I
did hear, was it on this game? Yes, it was. Maybe the catch of the year was made by David Casson. There was a shot that Elliott Zaka hit down the left field line. A real shot, if anybody's familiar with the Fireman's Field playground, there's those bushes on the left field line. I hear he jumped Derek Jeter style going into the stands, caught the ball, and landed in the bushes.
Really?
And everybody on the other team and his own team gave him a wow. It was maybe the catch of the year. I mean, we still have many weeks to go, but it's going to be up there with the top 11.
Was that a play or was it a good catch?
It is a great. I think it was. That's a good question.
After all that,
depends with the umpires.
Yeah. Your buddy Troy. So I'm sure.
So that's basically the rundown of this game. Hitting stars, I hear Jack had a good day, like you said, Mark Braha. The defense on both sides was good. It was a well-played, crisp game, it sounds, for the most part. So
if anything good came out of it, this guy Shalou turned out to be a real deal.
He's the ball player. We said before the season.
Great arm, I saw.
Said before the season, he looks like the rookie of the year, and it looks like he's showing us that he is.
So this actually, I mean, they're 1-3 now. And honestly, they were very close to being 0-4. I mean, if you think about it.
Right, with the walk-off hit.
They're losing 7-0 in the second.
I don't think anybody doesn't. I mean, anything could happen, but everybody thinks they're going to be in there. Yeah. Jeffrey on the mound. Henry, like you said, like 1 game on the season. Right. He's going to get back.
And I think you're going to see a different Saban. I think you're going to see
maybe the quiet Saban won't hit as well. I don't know. Maybe he needs to be a little bit.
Maybe everybody else will play loose.
Maybe else will play better. So we'll find out. We're excited.
But anyway, the Knights 4-0, and looks like really no stopping that team. And
you just have to hope they don't peak too early. That's all.
Right. So we had a game originally scheduled for East, but had to be relocated. So now we're going to shoot over to your matchup.
Okay.
At Memorial 1.
So we were playing a team, my Band on the Run team, against...
Speaking of controversial teams, it was the Red Sox.
There we go. Oh, the Red Sox. There you go. That's right. So these guys, the Red Sox, I give them credit. They came. I didn't hear any bickering. Maybe certain people weren't talking to certain people. I didn't realize it for the most part.
Now, when they brought out the lineup, who came out? Because they have 11 captains on the team now.
So if you really want to know, I did the ground rules with Jordy Ramel. Okay, the ground rules I did with Jordy. I stayed cordial with all of them. I'm friendly with all of them, so I didn't see any issue. It was two very gentlemanlike, well-played games between the two teams.
But you notice a very subdued Elliot Batesh.
Yes, he was quiet.
He was, I'm just a player now. They just tell me where to show up. And
he played a great first base. I'll give him that. He played a great first base. Now, this game, my team, just to jump off, we lost game one. We jumped up to a 2-0 lead, and their team, in the bottom of the first, got hits. I don't know, bloops, line drives, hits, but my team's defense on the entire day was pretty strong. They really got hits in that first inning, put up a quick 2, and then there was a tough play, bases loaded, 2 outs. Leo Casson was up. I don't even remember if it was still in the first inning or the second inning, and there was a bloop over first base. My first baseman veteran, Sammy Towell, got a great jump on it, ran back to get it, got his glove up there. It hit his glove. I thought he was coming down with it. It was a tough play, and he fell down. It was like sort of a half a diving, running, tumbling. It was not an easy play, and it just came out of his glove, and they put up 3 runs on that.
It was 2 outs. That would have ended the inning.
2 outs. It would have ended the inning. It was
3 runs scored on that one.
3 runs
wow.
because it was like a pop-up running, very tough play. So he gets a hit. It's a 3-run double. We went down 5-2 at the time.
Oh, wow. So
yeah, that was big. We went down 6-3. David Farka hit a bomb of a home run over Jackie Towell's head in center field. And that was it. 6-5 was the final score. Leo walked a lot of guys. My team actually had first and second, nobody out 3 times and did not score.
Wow.
It was extremely frustrating. We ran into double plays. Credit to the Red Sox defense. They came through, made the plays, and Leo made the pitches when he had to.
How's Mavor adjusted to short center?
He played great.
Yeah.
He actually made a couple of great plays up the middle.
Right.
A.B. Cohen, I clearly remember, first and third, 2 out, hit a hot shot, and Ike made a nice play to stop it and made the force out at second. He played it good, and he hit great, too. A couple of good hitting guys. Jordy and JT did not hit on the day. I think Ralph had the number for the most part. They maybe put 1 or 2 hits up, but nothing crazy.
Salim had a pretty decent day.
Salim hit well. Ike hit well. Leo Pachotto, Bub had 2 or 3 hits. But game 1 was theirs. They won 6-5. Game 2, we came out and we scored 3 runs, and I was happy the way we scored our runs because we scored them by manufacturing them.
Early or was it?
Early. We put up 3 runs early, but just to fast forward, bottom of the 7th, we were up 3-0, and they put up a big scare. They had bases loaded.
They made it 3-2, right?
They made it 3-2, and Bub Jamal at the plate. And Elliot Batesh got on base before that, preceding that a ground ball up the middle, that there was a short center fielder, young Joey Cohen, had a tough time with the ball. I thought he was going to come up with it, but ended up loading the bases, and Bub Jamal grounded out to end the game. He grounded, we threw to third to end the game. So they...
Oh, he's a lefty, hit the third?
He's a righty, he hits righty, fields lefty.
Oh.
So he had a ground ball to short, we picked it up, we threw to Nathan to end the game, and we got out with the win. So it was a split on our side. Yeah, a little scary at the end. We feel like we could have won both. We gave away game 1. Hard to say we gave away, but having first and second all those times. And they're still in it. These Red Sox.
The Red Sox, you got to give credit. They rebounded after.
Everybody's going to say if they got swept 0-4, they got to win. They played ball, and they seemed like, for the most part, they were on the same page. So, like you said, to give them credit, they're still in it with a lot of other teams being 1-3.
Right.
So that was all games. Both teams, for the most part, played well. I think my team's defense is a little bit more solid than their team's defense overall. They had some errors on the infield. Their infield defense is a little shoddy, the right side.
Now, we might have some breaking news with that organization. Reports coming in from their offices that Mavor actually might get the ball this week.
Yes, I hear that. I hear Leo may not be there. He has another family like Bartolo Colon in Mexico. I don't know. That's what I don't know what it is. But I hear Ike Mavor or Salim. I don't know. Maybe Sviu takes third. I don't know how they're going to go about it. That's actually very interesting.
It's amazing that combination never ends.
Never ends. It's right there. So, I mean, Leo, in my mind, threw strikes, walked too many guys, got the job done, but I don't think he pitched great, to be honest with you. I feel like my team could have hit him.
So Mavori gets another chance, and the truth, who knows if he could rebound from
maybe
the last few years of, you know.
This is, again, if he comes out with the sweep, and we'll talk about who he's playing later, maybe he gets the ball.
He'll really definitely get the ball. If he pitches 2 good games.
Yeah, they'll give him the ball again.
And Leo, the truth is, you can even put Leo at short center. He's not even bad.
He's an athletic kid.
It's
true. So, my team being 2-2, we're right in the middle of things. Are we the only 2-2 team, I think? I think we are. No. Us and we'll get to them. The other team. But us being 2-2, we're right in the middle of the pack. I think we have a team that, we just got to get hot.
Right.
We have a couple of guys that aren't there yet. Eddie Michon hasn't been vintage Eddie Michon at the plate yet. I know he's coming around. And
how's Nathan in right field? He doesn't normally play right.
So Nathan, he's making every play. I actually played one game in right, and Ralph Matu played the other, and they both played a very good right field. Nathan actually hit great this week. 2 solid doubles and 1 very clutch hit to go up 3-0. 2 RBI hits. That was huge. And otherwise, my defense overall, I think everybody played great. Right. There's no questions there.
Okay, so let's shoot over now. We actually had a game right opposite you at Memorial 2.
Yes, I watched a lot of that from our field.
From the undefeated Make the Turtles Great Again versus Motley Crue.
Well, everybody thought Make the Turtles Great Again is going 4-0 for one reason. Isaac Mino Dweck had to pitch both games. Ralph Sutton, I know the league doesn't... he's not Steven Strasburg of the league yet, and he's trying and he's getting in there. But at the end of the day, he's their starting pitcher, and he's their mainstay on the mound. And he wasn't there, so they put Isaac lefty, Dweck on the mound, and the kid held his own. Yeah, talking to guys there, he really held his own.
Well, you told me that he performed in the Unite League pretty admirably. I mean, he did
it. He had to do it. I mean. I think he actually got a split in the night league when he did it as well one time too. Yeah, but I was shocked. I was.
Well, the big story with Motley Crue is, of course, we didn't mention last time, Jimmy Malak after the season, second round pick, and I don't think there's anybody in the league, 100 guys that loves YMSL more than Malak. I mean, he lives, breathes YMSL. So for him to go down, it must have been
it must be in a lot of pain.
Now they picked up. A guy you played with, I played with, and
everybody.
Certainly a top 5 player in his prime.
That's for sure.
Ike Jamal.
And he's still in great shape.
Still great. Not the same.
No,
obviously.
He's not the same. His knee, he has a left knee, I think, that's always nagging him, and that's what hinders him somewhat. Right. He's still Ike Jamal. I would say they traded, it was a fair trade-off, second-round pick, but they took defense over a little bit of offense. Yeah. In this makeup. Right. That's what you have to say they did. And they put Ike Jamal in left field. Right. So their defense...
the outfield defense.
Yeah, their outfield just boosted up tremendously.
You have Irwin in center, and, who took right now? Mino was...
Nathan Zolta is going to be
Nathan Zolta. He played right the other day?
I like to say it. Isaac Mino is going to be that floating guy. He might have to be at short center a little bit, because I don't think he's going to get the outfield if these 3 guys are going to be out there.
But Isaac Mino can play. Who's the short center field on that team?
So he's going to be at short center sometimes. Soli and Kona was doing it. Jack Jamal a little bit. Well, now
Jack Jamal had another couple big hits I heard
really good
this
for him.
Week. Yeah,
that kid's huge. When I played against him week 1, that kid's a monster. He belongs in WWE. But he's very solid. I think he could play short center. Yeah, he's a good guy to have on the team. He's one of those guys that could play anywhere. Their game 1, I heard, Make the Turtles Great Again. Came out with the win.
Yeah, 4-2.
4-2. A.B. Cohen, I will say, I heard, wasn't pitching like he was week 1. Week 1, I heard it was BBs. Every pitch, fastball, pinpoint. I heard he was playing a little bit more of the finesse game this time around. Maybe his control, and I did hear he had a couple more walks than he did the first time around. Again, it was his first time pitching in a month. We did have the layoff with the rainouts and holidays. But he wasn't as good as he was, but winning 4-2, it's still a pretty strong outing. But game 2, they had a 4-2 lead in the 6th inning, from what I hear. And there was a blue pit that should have been caught. Everybody on Make the Turtles Great Again agrees that there was a fly ball that was like a lame duck pop-up between the center fielder and left fielder. I think it was between Billy Miz and Teddy Braha. Right. And neither one of them called it, and neither one of them went for it, and both of them could have made it a can of corn play. And it just died right there. I think the very next pitch was a bomb by Jack Jamal. who hit great last year too, if you recall. And Jack Jamal had a triple to make it 4-3, and they got the other run home. I don't know how they got the other run home, and maybe they took a lead. Then I heard going into the bottom of the 7th, it got very riveting. Runner on first, 2 outs. Gabe Abadi at the plate. He makes out the game's over. Gabe Abadi hit a triple.
Oh, so that's your 1 out away from sweeping?
1 out away from sweeping.
I thought it was a tie game going to the last inning.
No, he hit. I know that Gabe hit a major shot to tie it up. They were down 5-4 to tie it up, and then they went into extra innings.
The big hit was a very underrated hitter.
Every year, yes, he always somehow finds his way getting these hits. Steven got the game-winning hit. Also, walk-off shot.
Over Teddy Braz.
I think the ball is still in left field. Nobody went to retrieve it because there was a runner on second, and they knew they weren't getting anybody out.
Yeah, he actually made himself into a hitter, Steven Batesh. He was, he was just known as a defensive first baseman, and then we play him as a dead pull hitter. He goes up the middle here and there. He sees his hitting instructor and stays in shape and goes to this place in Tom River. There's a guy that trains ball players, and it might have improved his game. Wow. Sort of like Jody LeBose does. They go see these instructors, and it can elevate your game. Right. I did hear before I mentioned game 1. I forgot to mention Lee Zacchari had a big 2-run homer. There was a big shot he hit. They were down, and he hit a big 2-run homer over the right fielder's head. So clutch. Some people were saying that A.B. Cohn, which was we heard rumors coming out of Brooklyn that the second game he tires out a little bit.
So he said that himself. He said that after this. I saw him in the
park. No young pup. I mean,
he's 56 years old. He said it to me in the parking lot. I said, "How'd the game go? Treating beard tips. How to groom it. What kind of conditioner to use?" And he's like, I got tired in the 6th inning. He said it straight out. I got tired in the 6th inning. And you know what? It's not so hot out. When it's 98 degrees, is that going to even rear its ugly head even more? I don't know. Maybe it's because these lineups.
You play 98 degrees at Memorial too.
Oh my God, that's dangerous. That's what
I saw Moses Eastman pitch 3 games on Memorial 2.
Forget about
without Gatorade because it wasn't kosher. He collapsed on the bench.
Oh my goodness, that's dangerous. Really,
seriously, he collapsed on the bench.
The heat out there is something. It's like Bermuda. It's something ridiculous.
So that's something to keep in mind down the road.
Definitely true. And again, and you think that way because the lineups in the YMSL, you have to imagine, are deeper than the Brooklyn lineups. So you can't take off. It's like National League. You have the pitcher coming up, in the majors. Same idea. Over here, the 8-hitter could clock a shot. He's got to be on his game. Maybe he's getting tired. Maybe that could
a big thing also with the Turtles, which no fault of their own, but really the first 2 weeks they haven't really faced the pitchers of the opposing team.
Okay, again, like
week 1, Max Jadid got injured the second inning of game 1, and then Ralph Sutton was.
Well, you got to think that they're kicking themselves in the pants for not taking 2.
Yeah, for sure. When you're 1 out of the way,
yeah,
sure.
1 out of the way, and against the other teams missing their pitcher, like you said.
Yeah.
So they're 3-1, nothing to cry about. Right. They're happy to be 3-1, but they could have easily have been.
You look at a matchup and see Mino Dweckers, A.B. Cohn.
Exactly. And again, they didn't hit tremendously. 5 up, they scored 5 runs. It's all right. But it sounded to me also both teams, for the most part, the defense was good.
Right.
Both sides, I heard Morris Shama didn't make anything spectacular, but he made 40 plays. The ball finds him somehow. And Gabe Abadi plays a great short. And for the most part, I heard both teams' defense was very solid. Off of that note, to the next game, I don't know where you want to go.
There's only 1 game left. So
okay, there you go. Not much of a choice. This is the game of sloppy play.
Memorial 3.
Yeah, we've been talking about good defense in all the games. I said maybe the team I played against, the defense wasn't 100%, but I heard they got swept. Hit and run got swept. A.B. Sacker's team got swept. I think they lost by a score of 4-3 and 6-5.
I think they were both 6-5 games.
Both 6-5
games.
Okay, sorry.
The big story, let's kind of talk about the Cubs. They're 0-2.
That's right.
Did not know the status of Max Jadid after week 1, whether we can happen the rest of the year.
Did he wear a mask?
No.
Really?
He did not. No.
It's funny because I coached a league last week where somebody was actually
wearing
a mask.
The pitcher?
Yeah, the pitcher was wearing a mask, and didn't look like it injured, and it didn't look like he had a hard time. I was going to ask him.
He probably does it every week, probably.
Yeah, he does. The kid wears it. So I thought maybe Max would be wearing that, but I guess he feels good.
He feels good. Actually looked pretty good, but he said it was a little swollen. So the big story was him. First of all, how he's going to even react getting back on the mound.
Just mentally.
Yeah,
psychologically.
And they were coming off 0-2, and coming up against Hit and Run, who was 1-1 and felt they should have been 2-0, and going up against A.B. Sacker. So Maurice was, probably a little nervous.
Yeah,
His
doesn't want to go
prospects of
0-4.
0-4 is not too good.
Especially in a situation like that. Talking to a few people on both sides, everybody really came down to telling me this game came down to Maurice's team, the Cubs, playing fundamental, good baseball, and A.B. Sacker's hit and run team, not. They played, from what I heard, bad defense. From outfield play, I heard the right fielder, I think it was A.B. Dweck, had a tough day. There was one key play in a game where there was a ground ball that went right through the short center fielder. I think Jody LeBose was playing it. It went through him, and then the ball continued, and when A.B. went to pick it up, it went through him as well. And I think that was a key play in the game. It was like 3-0, 3-1, and it made it 3-up. I'm not 100% sure. I heard Irving Batesh, who's usually Gold Glove worthy at second base, didn't have a characteristic week. In general, the defense on their team, Joe Chira, who we have to throw out there right now, if you want to give an early MVP, and he's 11 for 14, and from what I hear, those 11 hits are not fake. I hear he's hitting shots. In fact, game 2 was game 1. Game 2, they were down 6-1, and Joe Chira hit a home run to make it 6-5. Or 6-2 to make it 6. The guy is really playing.
Well, he's probably going to sign up for Memorial 3 for the whole year. Played there both weeks.
Oh my goodness, I don't know. They say he's juicing or something. I played with him last year. He played well.
Well, everybody's been talking about it in his 7-year career. That when's he going to finally?
Right. We know he has the attributes.
He's a crazy athlete, crazy center fielder. When's he finally going to put it all together? Maybe this is the year.
Offensively.
And he's also been a bad luck hitter. A lot of flyouts, lineouts, seems...
So it's funny because their team didn't look at him as the hitter. And they looked more, I know they picked Avi Dweck to be a bat, and his bat didn't pick it up yet. I think he's 2 for something on the year. He has 5 walks, but not many hits. But Joe picked up the slack for them. I mean, they're 1-3. They lost 2, but he kept them in both games.
Now, the big question is, A.B. Sacker, all of a sudden, the last 3 games, has been getting hit pretty hard. I mean, is it the defense, you think? Or is
I know that Maurice came through with a big 2 RBI hit in game 2, a line drive, right field. Some people think maybe he could have caught it. From the most people I spoke to, you should tip your cap to Maurice. He got a big hit. But game 1, it sounded very sloppy. Sounded the team behind him. It's funny because in the draft, and we mentioned this the pregame show, the pre-show that we had, that AB drafted towards offense more than defense, and it looked like early in the season at least it could be biting him. Morris Cassidy made a couple of errors. Jody up the middle had his issues. Irving this week had his issues. Usually, like you said, he does it.
Right.
Joe Chira dropped an easy fly ball. That was a big play. It was a good play, I heard.
Right.
That it was really in his glove and something you never see.
Right.
And crazy things happen. There was a couple of misjudged plays out there.
There was a couple. You talk about fundamental.
Right.
There was a couple. When I happened to be watching, there was a runner on first on hit and run, and a deep fly ball to left field. I mean, deep.
Nobody tagged.
They went halfway. They came out. They were screaming.
They're thinking maybe.
I mean, where's the first base coach doing? Where's the runner doing? I mean, it's just
sometimes
on back-to-back hitters they did that. They just were for the two.
Sometimes when it rains, it pours. And these mistakes happen. Knowing A.B. Sacker being on that team, he's usually a solid leader,
right?
And if there's anybody who can get a ship together, it's him.
Well, we talked about it with the. Was that team with the Schulmans? No, with the Schulmans.
Oh, the show, Grippin' and Rippin'.
6 and also.
There you go, there's 2 teams.
Also.
Right, he's got 2 teams where he went ahead and he rides the ship with them.
So
he grabs the bull by its horns. Question is, could you fix defensive problems that are there? We'll find out.
Well, defense really can never fix. That's one thing about it. I mean, they are what they are. So unless it's a great defensive player, happens to be playing, but they are. Like you said, they got him for the bat, so
So we'll find out. It's interesting. Maybe I heard rumors David Braca may go back to short center field.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Avi Dweck was lobbying to be the short center fielder. When he's playing there, I hear he's doing well, but I hear Jaime wants Braca there. I hear there's some talk.
Braca was playing very good.
Great first base, but they're saying, hey, we know he knows how to do it at short center.
Now, before we get to next week's predictions,
we'll just talk about Maurice's team.
Maurice's
we didn't really talk about that much. We're talking about the.
Let him do all the talking about his team.
I heard they played great defense, and I heard David Arari swung a very good bat.
Oh, well, David Arari, we know could hit. And,
so I heard
so they're definitely, definitely now much.
They're right there, yeah. With Max on the mound now back, and he showed he's there. He showed he's back, and he did 2 games.
Yeah,
so God bless him.
Huge.
A lot of fun.
So now, a lot of rumor coming out of the Sack Attack camp that basically, will take the best offer for Saban. Now, did anybody contact your organization or?
Nobody contacted my team yet. I mean, I really have no interest, to be honest with you. I love Michael Solomon, but Sammy Towell, talk about hard luck. He's stroking the ball. He's really in the ball hard. He went 0 for 3 game 2, and every shot was a bullet. So, and he's played a great defense. So, me personally, Michael, I love you. Unless you're willing to be DH, maybe.
He actually, a couple of offers came in. A.B. Sack offered, I thought it was, a pretty decent trade, but then he backed out. A box of clinchers. But then he found out how much they cost.
Oh, yeah, he went down to that. Oh, my goodness. The good cost, by the way.
So say, not a human being not even offered for him, I'll tell you. But
that's going to be our number one.
You can never, there's never trades going to work. But, most teams have their first baseman set. They're not going to
that's what it is. First base is a hard position.
Yeah, they're not going to want to disrupt the...
Right, because you have something either alternating, they're moving people.
Especially when why guys wouldn't try to get rid of a guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
like you said, maybe Michael, Jeffrey put it
I think it's going to be a big wake-up call. Now Henry's back.
I'm very curious.
I bet you Saban, at least for 1 week, is going to...
Let's find out. Who they play this week?
All right, so now let's go this week's schedule.
I'd like to find out.
Interesting game now. Memorial Wonder on the featured game.
Really? Sack Attack, okay.
Against the Cubs, the resurging Cubs.
That would be a matchup. That's the perfect recipe, because I'm going to tell you a little history, not too far back. Last year, I'd say my team, Jeffrey was my pitcher. Jeffrey's worst week was against Maurice Haber. That was a team that eventually made it to the World Series, right? But I really believe Maurice got in Jeffrey's head last year. And I think Jeffrey would admit it. That was a week. I mean, our defense was bad. Everything didn't work. But I think they hit the heck out of us that week. And we lost 2, and it was a disaster.
Right.
And knowing Maurice, is he going to try to... is he going to play the quiet guy, or is he going to try to?
No, he can't control that. He cannot.
So, is he going to try to bring up this Michael Solomon situation in a nice way and try to jab it and take the knife and stab it a little bit, or is he just going to let them try to unfold on their own?
Well, he admittedly passed on A.B. Cohen because he wanted to curse. So so I think he's.
That's very funny. Now, my prediction on this game, I happen to think Jeffrey's going to come out and win 2.
Ooh.
I really think so.
You think they're going to get it all together?
I think that not only that, I think Jeffrey's going to shut down this Cubs team.
Yeah.
Both games. I think Jeffrey's going to come out, shut them down. Knowing the people in the lineup, I think Jeffrey really could pitch to these guys. And like you said, Henry's going to be back. They're going to be extra focused. And I think they'll be low-scoring games. Both games, 3-2, 4-2, like that type of game. But I think I'm calling Sack Attack taking 2. My prediction.
All right, so we'll hopefully we'll see. I think I see a split. I think somehow Max Shadid also in his own right is going to pitch.
He's great. Like I said, low-scoring games. I'm not saying it's going to be anybody's getting whipped around, but I do see Sack Attack taking.
Yeah. If I do see a sweep, I agree it's going to be Sack Attack, but I don't see the Cubs sweeping them.
Okay, next matchup.
Let's shoot over to Memorial 3, which is
Turtles
Turtles
Red Sox.
Great against the Red Sox. Now we said.
Okay,
Mavora possibly going up against A.B. Cohen, shades of the
That's right. This is Brooklyn. So now I do know, I'm pretty sure Ike Mavora has a great average against A.B. Cohen. And I think A.B. Cohen told me that. Ike Mavora, his numbers against A.B., he has his numbers. He hits him well. But all that being said, that's only Ike Mavora.
Right.
I think making the Turtles great again is going to take 2.
Really?
And
interesting.
Again, Leo's not there. I'm not saying that's the reason anything's going to happen to take 2. But this Making Turtles Great Again is a very sound team.
A very solid defense.
Yeah, very solid defense.
And honestly, like you said, they don't need much to the 3-4 runs is all they need to.
And I'll tell you what, because I think Red Sox defense, in certain spots, I think they could get exposed. My team, personally, this past week, didn't expose them enough. Didn't hit to the spots we should have. I think if the Making Turtles Great Again does do that, and they're doing their scouting reports, I think that may be a reason they may be able to put up a little more runs than they usually do.
So who's the short center fielder now, you think?
So I think
David Anteby or
Svee's at short, David Anteby's at second, or vice versa. David Anteby's a rah-rah kid, great kid. I could see people trying to hit the ball at him.
Right.
Okay, he could be a good player. To me, it looks like it could be trouble sometimes. I mean, he's an athletic kid, phenomenal basketball player, I know.
Right.
But it takes time, and I don't know. I hope time doesn't run out on this team before he figures it out. Because they are 1-3. Getting swept, being 1-5 is danger zone.
That's for sure.
So I think making Turtles great again is going to come out strong. There's brothers in this game, NRJ and Bub Jamal. So I know they've been emailing each other, trash talking each other this week. And they're not talking at the table, and they're trying not to divulge any.
What is Jigga on? He's on the Knights, right?
He's on the Knights.
Oh,
he's on the Knights.
He's got the most to talk about.
Yeah, he's walking around with his head up. But I think making Turtles great again. A.B. Cohen is going to have his work cut out for him. They got a strong top of that lineup on the Red Sox team.
Yeah. Well, a lot of guys faced A.B. for us. We're talking about Mavora and Salim. So they
that's
all know
true.
JT Bob.
I'm just saying, Jay in the night league, he faced him a few times. Jordy's faced him. But JT, Jordy, Leo Cassins, Speed Goldberg, Bub Jamal, Ike Mavora, Salim. That's a solid.
Yeah.
The back end of that Red Sox lineup was a little weak.
Right.
But they do have a strong top six. But like you said, that making Turtles great again, defense is strong. And I think A.B. Cohen has a little bit juice in him because of what you said.
Right.
Salim and Ike Mavora on that field. He wants to show him, hello, I'm the Brooklyn guy, and that's why I think I could see him coming out. I see them
sweeping also. First of all, I think the defense is superior to the Red Sox, and AB's just going to give up his three or four runs, and that might be enough. And I think Mavora is going to actually put up decent numbers.
Okay. I think Ike pitches well. He just can't get hurt. If his back aggravates him and he starts walking people, they're really up the creek.
Yeah.
And maybe Salim takes the ball and someone else puts third.
Then we start with that.
But then the defense gets a little confused.
Yeah.
But if Ike doesn't walk people, if he doesn't have that injury problem flare up, he's not going to give up many runs. He's going to pitch well. But I think, like I said, the defense, like you said, I can see making Turtles great again, taking two.
Now let's shoot over to the other side of town at Fireman's Playground, where the undefeated 4-0 Knights go up against Motley Crue. What are 3-1 or 2-2 Motley Crue?
Motley Crue's 2-2.
Oh, they're 2-2 also.
Yeah, I split with.
Now we're assuming Ralph Sutton is back this week. I don't see anybody stopping the Knights this week. And
so the only thing I'm going to call an interesting one. I'm going to call a split. And I think maybe the Knights are going to get handed their first loss. Mikey's going to pitch well game one. I could see maybe one of these games. This Motley Crue team, they're finding ways to win games. And like you said, they have some underrated hitters in that lineup. Ike Jamal, that was his first time playing ball in 2 years, since playing in the night league 2 years ago. So I can imagine he only got his bat. He's going to only get a little bit better. Right. So I could see Erwin Cohen, Ike Jamal, Morris Shama, Stephen Batesh. They have a pretty good lineup, by the way. David Rishti.
Right.
I could see them squeaking out a win. Ralph Sutton, he's going to have his work cut out for him. You're right. And it was on the playground?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's going to be some BBs and some shots. I can see Mark Braha hitting one, maybe hit that plays. Gamal, forget it. They're going to maybe make Maxi out of Ralph one game. Maybe. But I could see a split in a high-scoring game, in a high-scoring affair. I think if there's a high-scoring affair, I'm going to guess it's game one. And then Mikey's going to buckle down and shut down that team game two.
Yeah, you know the ironic thing about all these Jack Jamal teams from the past is that whenever you count them out, they somehow find a way.
They find ways. That's one of the reasons I'm saying it.
Mo Shama thing.
They find he's going to hover into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Might not look sexy. He might not be the 1 seed, but he's going to hover in.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to say, yeah, we'll play them. And they might win, they might lose, but they're dangerous. They always stay in that realm of things.
No, I think manager Marty Jamal was using some psychological ploy this week. He actually brought the championship trophy to the field this week.
Really?
In week 2.
Yeah, that's really bringing it out early. Usually you wait playoff time.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe A.B. Cohen saw that and
Again, and the Motley Crue team is a quiet team. I don't think there's anybody who riles anybody up.
Right.
I think it's going to be, because on the other side, I know Dr. Abadi is managing with Mikey now. And I don't see any friction going on. It's going to be a gentleman-like type game, I could see.
Right.
That's why I see a split. Like you said, the Morris Sham and Jack Jamal, they find a way. And they do have a lineup. I played them week one. They could come across with runs. I could see it happening. So And again, are they going to go undefeated the whole year? This New York Knights.
Yeah, no.
It's softball. I mean, sometimes you wait for that loss. You almost want it sometimes.
Right.
You don't want to be that flawless team, and then everybody looks at you, and you don't want to.
Well, you know,
make
we
the
remember
boo-boo
the unknowns started
of course,
off 8-0.
8-0.
And I mean, one of Allie's teams, I think, was it Marshall Law? One of them started 7-0.
It was before my time. There was a team where Ronnie Ovid pitched. I think they were like 14-0, and then
It was
they got,
Eddie Richie's team.
yeah, they just lost in the playoffs. You know, sometimes that's like that curse.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not saying they're going to go to lose and try to lose, but it's almost a subconscious thing. You know, you start getting cozy. So I see a split. That's my opinion there.
I think the Knights are going to win too, and I just think they're so fundamentally sound. I think
They are,
and they're athletic, and
I'm grasping a little bit to get the split. I'm coming up with reasons, but I'm hopeful.
Yeah, but they do have a certain aura to Motley
Motley
Crue,
Crue,
walk-offs and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they have.
And Ike Jamal brings a little bit, talking about aura, that veteran presence
Right.
that's been there, done that, and has won in the past.
Yeah,
You know,
is he hitting leadoff? What is he hitting?
I'm not even sure. I don't know what he did. But like a David Franco type of idea, like a guy who brings winning.
Yeah.
So Ike's been there and done that and has won with Jack Jamal and Morris Shabba. So maybe that helps it. Question is Ralph Sutton going to take that next step yet? And we haven't seen it yet. And he hasn't been there last week, so that doesn't help.
Right.
So we'll find out going into week 3 that next step takes.
So it should definitely be another exciting week. And hopefully the weather...
we got one more matchup that, you know what I'm going to say.
We didn't do
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I know what I'm going to have to say anyway. So.
All right, so this is an interesting matchup over at Fireman's East. Band on the Run.
Which is my team there. That's right.
Coming off a split versus Hit and Run. Now, you're probably not the best week to go up against AB Sack.
You know he's mad. But I just have to hope that their defensive woes continue. That's what I'm saying. I know my team is only getting better offensively. Week 1, we started slow. We had a good game. We're finding our strokes. We're finding ourselves. I hope my team continues playing good defense. Ralph pitched great last week. I just got to hope that carries over.
So now you said Nathan's not going to be there, so you can shoot
Ralph went 2. Yeah, he's going to be in right field for both games.
And he plays second?
Second base, Eddie Michon. Short center field will either be Marcus Ashby or the young Joey Cohen. So I'm okay defensively. I'm calling a sweep. If I didn't, I'd have someone want to choke me. So
I don't see AB Sack going 1-5, but I don't see him sweeping either. I see a split here.
Okay. Easy with this.
I don't think he has. His team's really equipped right now to sweep anybody. You know, until they figure out.
They have a good offense, which is why I have to hope Ralph pitches well and my team plays good defense, and that's where I hope the sweep comes into play. And maybe our bats, we're hitting well, and again, AB is not going to walk many. I think that may even help my team.
Right.
Because we got passive against Leo. I want us to come out swinging the bats. And it's rare to see A.B. Sacker walking people. I mean, if he does, he does.
You know what's amazing? All these years at Fireman's East, they're really pitching duels.
Yes.
I have a
weird logic to that, but whatever.
It seems a lot bigger than Fireman's West, right?
The way the field is constructed, I think it goes uphill a little bit even. For the most part, I mean, we see
doesn't the field seem much bigger?
It does.
And then it just seems much more
the
wide
outfield
open.
is open.
Yeah,
it's a little.
You don't see too many
you don't see 11.
12.
10
Oh, never.
But then again, the New York Knights week 1 hit some shots that are still going on that field. So it happens. It goes both ways.
I mean, there's been some classic games there, but they've been usually low scoring. So
again,
it should be interesting.
We're gonna hope. Well, we're not gonna hope. We know what the 4K shows for us. So everybody get ready We're going to have those fields cleaned.
Yeah.
The weather's supposed to be great Sunday.
The Fireman's Playground, it's a good shot to be
But, I got to tell you, I heard great things from everybody that played on Memorial, too.
Yeah.
They were all very happy. They said we got there, it looked like there was grass on the infield, and they were complaining, and they said the game played out great.
Yeah, it was good. The only thing they said that the grass was a little high.
Okay, but I heard the field was great. If it's not 100 degrees, that field's not so bad. Once it becomes July, it's murder out there.
Right.
So we're still, unfortunately, May 16, we're still a little cold. But so if it has to be relocated there, maybe.
Yeah. You know the funny thing with Memorial, too, you usually don't get water on the field. You get it on the
side.
Yeah.
It's the way it's organized.
At a home plate and everything down is like all soaking wet. Yeah.
Also, that Memorial, too, is foul balls get lost so quickly. That's the other thing I hated about that field.
Yeah.
But let's see which fields are best. We'll do our best to have it all ready.
And
that's it.
Hopefully we'll see everybody out there on Sunday. And good luck, everybody. And,
Thank you. Looking
Oh,
forward.
by the way, Mabruk to Nemi Katz, that we mentioned,
Yes.
got engaged.
The engagement party is May 25th. He told me to let everybody know it's on South Lincoln. I hope everybody's invited. But he told me the party's May 25th that night. It's Lag BaOmer night.
Oh.
It's tremendous news for Nemi Katz.
Great guy and
Yeah, it's great.
well deserved. And we look forward to seeing everybody out on Sunday. Thank you.
Good luck. Have a great weekend.